Welcome back to another episode of Mouth Minutes. You done found yourself right in it. We don't really give a damn about the chivalry. We just trying to keep away from the cavities and the negativities and the 1-2s, and don't forget the 3s and the ups and the downs and the smiles, not the frowns. We don't really give a damn if it's going up, it's going down. I'm telling you right now, you done found yourself right in it, like the chair of a white dentist. Right here at Mouth Minutes. Right here at Mouth Minutes. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
And now, a Wii Promotions event. Get ready for the Bull City Brawl. Bull City natives, Antoine the Future Austin, versus Marko, Bull City Bully Bailey. It's getting real in the city. Get your tickets now. The event will be held at the Durham Armory, 212 Foster Street, 27701, on February 15th, 2025. Are you excited? Let's get ready to rumble!
It's our pleasure to present to you a Wii Promotions event, the Bull City Brawl, between boxers Antoine the Future Austin and Marko the Bull City Bully Bailey. This event will take place on February 15th, 2025 at the Durham Armory. That's 220 Foster Street, Durham, North Carolina, 27701. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and show starts at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are available now. Listen, Mouth Minutes family, right now, without further ado, we would like to introduce one of the fighters here in the Mouth Minute studios. Welcome, Marko, the Bull City Bully Bailey. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him.
Yeah. What's up, brother? What's going on with you, man?
Man, everything is everything, and this is a phenomenal opportunity for us to actually chop it up one-on-one.
For sure, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
You know, just starting out, man, for those who do not know about you particularly, where are you from originally?
I'm from Durham, North Carolina. I'm from the east part of Durham, North Carolina.
Okay, shout out to the Bull. You know, we'll
Yes,
always
sir.
give it up.
Yes, sir.
Always give it up for the Bull. Okay, quick question. So which weight classes have you fought in throughout your career?
Anywhere from lightweight to welterweight, you know. We're in that weight class, anywhere from 135, 140,
Okay.
147.
147, okay. So are there any particular titles or anything you've held throughout your career?
Not yet as a pro. We on the way to that. We chasing that. As an amateur, I was a state Golden Glove champ.
Okay.
National champion. You know, made it pretty far at the Olympic trials and all that type of stuff. Made a lot of noise.
Okay.
It gave me a good head start for my pro career.
Right. Okay. And that's all that matters. You staying focused, you still at it. You ain't quit, you ain't fall back. So definitely big ups to that. So I'm just curious to know, at what age did you begin to box or even consider doing this long term?
Honest, brother, I always wanted to box, you know, but growing up, childhood years, you know, I was a bad kid, man. I was a troubled kid, you know.
Right.
I always was into shit. My mom, she didn't really want to let me box and do all that anyway. She was like, you already do too much. But knowing what I don't know, I probably should have. But to be honest, I wrestled back in school, in middle school. I started doing it, and that was like my first love. You know, wrestling was like my first contact sport, you know, it's like Emmanuel
Fell in love
with
with
me,
it.
and I fell in love with that, you know, like real gladiator type of shit. So,
I started noticing that too. A lot of boxers, such as Bud, also
Bud
has that wrestling
I was
background.
with Bud in Omaha, man. Bud, a cool dude, man.
Okay, so shout out to Bud for sure.
Shout out to Bud, man.
And while we touching on that, you
Bo
talking
Mac
about
and all y'all boys out there.
Yeah, big ups to y'all. Give me air horns, please.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to touch on something since you spoke of Omaha. I'm curious to know, have you ever been to, or do you have any specific training camps that you've been a part of that you know, are like your most memorable that actually played a role in who you are now, you feel?
Yeah, probably my first one, and one of my last recent ones here. My first coach, honestly, was a former world champion.
Okay.
His name was Keith Mullins.
Mullins,
rest in
okay.
peace, Keith.
For sure.
He passed away about 3 years ago now. But long live a legend. He fought Terry Norris. Okay. Terrible Terry Norris in '96, WBC middleweight world champ. And that was my first coach. I lived with him for like a year and a half, 2 years in Fayetteville. He trained me up, so I got the cream of the crop.
Right, yeah,
from
yeah,
the jump,
Yeah, see, that's what you want, for sure.
And I definitely picked up fast. That was always like, my gift. I was a fast learner, visual learner, so I see something I could do it without. I'm very, very coachable, so that was always one of my traits that took me far. And another camp was Don Turner. Shout out Don, man. It's the OG. He's one of the oldest living legends in boxing today. His name is Don Turner. He's produced over 20 world champions. He trained Evander Holyfield when he fought Mike Tyson both times. Don is Larry Holmes. He's been in boxing for a long time.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely old school. You taking it way back.
Yeah. I lived with him in Arapahoe, North Carolina.
That's dope.
For a little while. So, I was favored enough to have that type of coaching early to, put me on the right path, get me on a good start,
Okay, yeah, okay, that's what's up. So another question for you. When it comes to boxing, is there a preference? Well, not necessarily a preference in who you fight, because you can't necessarily always choose that, right? Yeah. But do you ever notice a difference in fighting a southpaw versus an orthodox fighter? Do you train differently? Is it something that you so what are you doing from just somebody who is behind the mic and not with the gloves on? So how do you could you break that down to me?
All right, so I can go both ways.
Right.
I can box both ways, but when you box traditional,
right, and
you fight a southpaw,
right,
it's like it's like the opposite side. So you both jabbing from the same side. Everything is like flipped. So you got to step a different way, look for a different right hand or different left. The punches come from different angles.
Right.
Because it's from,
makes all the difference.
Different stance. So that definitely, you have to train different for it. You can't have a whole training camp or, be sparring with guys that are lefties and then go fight a righty because you got to have time. Boxing is like, it's like muscle memory, bro.
Right.
That's why you got to do it so much.
Constant,
because, your body, your muscles react to things and it's the reflexes. That's all it is to it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that because somebody like me, I'm thinking you just gonna go in there. Yeah, I'm definitely be laid out. So shout out for that general teaching. Let's give somebody a horse for that. So just curious to know also which fighters, either past or present, would you say best describes your fighting style at this moment? Or is there like a combination of fighters, like a jab from this one up?
I would be a little bit more of a mixture, me myself. Okay. I always, like I said, I was a visual learner. I was taught to study my craft a lot, so I used to watch a lot of boxing.
Right.
I loved a lot of old school fighters. And like I said, I lived with Don Turner at, 2-3 years. So he's a 78-year-old man at the time, I fell in love with a bunch of older fighters, and I just tried to take a little bit away from all of those guys and roll up into one thing, and that's how I get my style.
Right.
Like, the Mildred Taylors or, like the younger Floyd, like the Pretty Boy Floyd, the younger Floyd, or, the Roy Jones, the Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson was one of my favorites.
Oh, for sure.
Like, sometimes I wish I could have grew up in boxing in that era instead
back
of this
then,
era.
It's totally different. Huh?
Yeah, boxing is it's a different game.
Yeah.
Different thing today.
It's a lot of different, everything from the rules.
Back then, fighters fought a lot, brother.
For sure.
Guys that have 200 fights, they fought every 2 weeks, fight as much as they could. Today, fighters that might fight twice, 2-3 times a year, if that, depending on which your route that you're trying to take,
Yeah. So I'm curious to know, since you spoke on that, what do you think is something reasonable? Like a reasonable, let's say we starting out in January and we say, hey, all right, Marko, we got fights for you. How many fights you want in this year span? So you got 12 months.
Me personally, if I could fight every month, I would, brother. I swear,
would be dope.
If I could fight every other month, like I'm signed with Christy Month right now. Shout out to Champ. Shout out to Christy.
Shout out to Christy.
Yeah, but
for sure. Okay.
I take them as they come, but if I could fight every month, I would, brother. That's the best thing to do is, to stay in shape. You stay in shape that way, your timing stays, your rhythm. That's all boxing is dancing. It's rhythm and timing, Your timing, you stay sharp. You don't build up no rust.
Right.
Ring rust is real.
Right.
Ring rust
For
is
sure.
very
If
real.
you ain't been there, it's a done deal.
We'll get on that too in a minute, but ring rust is a real thing,
So you got to
but,
stay active. Okay.
If I could, I would.
Okay.
As long as I've been cleared to fight, I'm fighting.
Hey, and we as boxing fans, we will take it, and we are appreciative for sure. So while we're speaking of other boxers, I genuinely just want your opinion on some of these boxers. I'm gonna say the name, and you just give your personal opinion. How you feel of these boxers. Okay, first off, we gotta start off with the one and only Tank Davis. We gotta give it up to Tank. So Tank Davis. So when you hear Tank Davis, what comes to mind when you hear Tank Davis?
Man, brother, to be honest, you don't even know how much I used to get that comparison a lot. Like, especially like, a few years back, like when my hair was cut before, I think he got braids now too, but
he braided up.
I used to always get that comparison a lot from a lot of people,
Yeah.
But Tank's he can punch, he can box too. He's a good fighter.
Okay.
He's a good fighter.
Shout out to Tank.
He's definitely one of the top dogs right now.
Oh, for sure. Big dog. And we also have Terrence Bud Crawford.
He's probably my favorite, to be honest. Bud's my dog.
Bud,
I was with him in Omaha when he fought for the first Undisputed. When he fought in Dongo, I was with him out there.
That was good.
I was with him. And I was with the whole camp. I was with Top Rank, Bob, Aaron, Carl Murray. I was with all the boys. Shout out to them too.
Shout out to y'all out there.
Cool dude. Terrence took me all around his hood. Took me to his mom's crib, all that.
That's what's
Flatland, all that.
That's what's up. And while we at it, I gotta shout out Bo Mac. Shout out to Big Bo Mac out there. Much love. Yeah. Hey, I gotta it's just something about the trainers for me. That's a real pivotal part. It just don't make sense if you don't got the right trainer. Yeah,
man. You have to have that chemistry with your coach, because you just have to. Like, there's no way it ain't gonna work. You can't have a coach that's not working.
Straight up. And that's why a lot of people talk about these promotion guys. I mean, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. That's the money side of things, but when it comes to actual training and you got somebody who's willing to go there with you, because really they in the ring from the outside, but still, they physically got you.
You gotta be able to trust your coach.
Yeah.
He extra set of eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For your cuts, your corners, like, you just gotta be able to trust them, man. So it's definitely a type of bond that's like, it got to be unmatched. It got to be some chemistry. If you notice, a lot of fighters that are, successful and have long, great careers usually deal with the same coaches
for a long span.
Time they've been kids.
Yeah.
Like, look at Tank. He's a perfect example. He's been with Calvin for. Shout out to Calvin too. I was
Shout
just
out
with
to
him
Calvin.
in DC.
Yeah, big ups to Cal.
Yeah. He was being with him since a jit. That's the perfect type of situation you want. You trust that man with everything. You know what I'm saying? So.
Especially when you've gone through the real trials.
You've been through it.
You know what I mean? So it makes all the difference.
You don't ever know somebody till you go through shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that man just spoke a whole mouthful. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to go to the next fighter. Let's go with, while we're talking about Terrence, let's go with Errol Spence. What you feel about Errol?
Errol, he was great. He was a decent fighter. I wasn't never like no big fan or crazy about him. Like, he wasn't never nothing like, special to him about me. He was a good, decent, all around fighter to me. Hard work. He put in the work, got the fights, got the work done. But it was nothing special to him about me. And of course, he a dog. He got grit because he is who he is. But I told everybody I cashed in good one time.
You already knew.
I told him what was gonna happen, man. I cashed in good, real good. Shout out to Bud again. Yeah,
I had to drop the bomb on that one.
I told him what was gonna happen, and you see what happened.
And the man cashed out. Yeah, we did see it. Hey, and while we at it, I got to shout out the homie Reese. I think you actually might know Reese. And this is him.
You feel me?
Yeah, that's him all day. So shout out to Reese, because we definitely feel you on that. Well, let's get down to some other fighters. David Benavidez. Who's
fighter.
Moved up recently.
He's a good fighter, good pressure fighter. He can box a little bit.
Yeah.
He got like kind of a mixture of that, that Mexican style with, like that slick style a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, he can punch though. He put combinations good together.
Yeah, I saw him fight, and I think his last fight was like this Russian dude. And I know he was hurting him, but hey, moving up in weight, it is a different beast
and
too.
I ain't gonna lie to you, but like, all right, so Don was best friends with of course you know Lomachenko.
Yeah, for sure.
Don Turner was best friends with Agus, who was Lomachenko's manager.
Oh, wow.
Brother,
Okay.
I've been around them Russians. Them Russians are different.
Ooh, just a different fight, ain't it? I even see that in UFC a lot.
It's a different look.
You know,
like, they even got a different type of look. Cole and out there. You gotta understand, bro. Those guys they raised in a different type of environment.
Totally different, ain't it? Yeah, totally
It's
different.
different.
Yeah, discipline, like, you know what I mean?
The energy
Yeah.
is even different.
Ooh, so you heard it here first. So since we're still talking, let's go with younger fighters. Let's go with Kid Austin Schofield. How you feel about him as a younger fighter? I know right now,
He's a good
fighter. He's
a good fighter. He got a good future ahead of him. You just got to stay to it, man. Good fighter.
Stay focused. Okay, bet. So let's go with Kermel Moten.
Yeah, I like him.
Over there with the money team.
Yeah, I watch him.
Okay.
He's a good fighter, man. He got a good all-around skill set, He can bang.
Right.
He got heart,
Okay.
And I feel like he's not even always grew into his grown man
Not
body.
yet. That's why I love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love it.
He already kind of built for a young dude. He kind of built already. So when he grows into that, he gonna be something reckless.
Yeah, he stays in the gym, man, and he's focused, and I can tell like Floyd is molding him. To me, identically like Tank. You know what I mean? But with him, I can tell he's still he's still got a lot to learn, but he's really genuinely listening and following direction. Yeah, he is. And in great shape, man. I mean, I'm talking about walking down on him, hitting him hard, so definitely shout out to Kermel. Shakur Stevenson, while we at it. Why not? Huh? Throw Shakur out there.
Him too. I ain't gonna say he was a favorite. He still he's a good fighter, bro. But I feel like he still has to. It's his style of boxing. He's so much of a good boxer. Like he can box so good that he hasn't really fought nobody yet to really make him fight.
Like bring it out of him.
We finna fight.
Right.
That's why I feel like everybody's
they
so ready to see him and Tank fight.
Yeah.
But it's his style.
Yeah, they pushing that. They definitely won't Tank and Shakur right now. Yeah. Me, I'm like, hold on, slow down, not quite yet. But that's just my.
But
my,
you know how I go in boxing, man. People want to see shows. They want to see bang. They want to see. Yeah, they want to get what they paid for to see.
Yeah, that's it.
So, but boxing is boxing. It's how you cut it, slice and dice it. Right. Type of fighter you got. Hey.
For sure.
That's why Tank is who he is, and Shakur is,
who he is. Yeah. And while we there, since we talking about Shakur, then you just mentioned Tank. While we over there in the DMV area, why not touch on Keyshawn Davis? How you feeling about Keyshawn?
I like Keyshawn.
How you feeling about it? So he wants Tank pretty bad.
I've seen he just called him out.
He wants Tank pretty bad. So I feel like a lot of times fighters, when it's in you, firsthand, you feel like you could probably whoop any ass on, you know what I mean? Just because it's in you, especially when you're training and you got people backing you and you don't want fights. But do you ever think it's a such thing as like you need to wait a little while or,
Sometimes.
Just don't jump the gun?
I heard many stories, I've been around old boxing vets, so I heard a lot of stories where they told me they might have told the fighter to do this, told the fighter. Like, example, when Holyfield fought Lennox Lewis. Right. Don told him not to fight him.
He took the fight anyway.
He said, take one more fight, then fight him next. And he fought Lennox Lewis and lost. You know what I'm saying? So I guess sometimes, like your coach always knows, that's why you got to be able to trust him too. Just another example, you got to be able to trust them because they know. You know?
Like
they
you said,
they want what's best for you.
Yeah, that's real.
But it's just like... It's all about how you feel about yourself too, though, man. I feel like if I believe I could do something, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna put it all trying to do that, and that's what it is.
For sure.
And I live with that.
For sure. So now we touching on those guys. Boots Ennis. Let's talk about Boots. How you feel about Boots?
Boots fought him down too.
Yeah, he
Boots
did.
Cool dude,
shout out to Boots for sure.
Cool. I fought on like 2 cars for Boots.
Okay.
I fought on the same card in Philly with him when I fought that Italian kid out there. Philly was lit. Shout out to Philly.
Shout out to Philly, man. Shout out to... Hey, while we podcasting, we got to shout out Gillian Wallow. Yeah, we just got to. All y'all out there, just much love to y'all for sure. So while we touching on that, I always have to show love to the females of boxing. I want to go with the GWOAT, Clarissa Shields. How you feeling about her? How you feel about the GWOAT herself?
She a great fighter, man. Yeah. She's a great female fighter. She's definitely... Olympian, you can't take nothing from her.
Oh, none at all.
I just feel like sometimes, I don't know, on another level, like,
I know.
She get into a lot of stuff she should leave alone, Fighting
men?
Yeah,
you don't like that?
Yeah, I get all that, like the macho thing.
Yeah, I see that.
All right,
Yeah.
so fighters got a thing with like, we
Don't
always
trip.
like, let us go out on our shield. Like, don't
Straight
take that
up.
from me. If I'm gonna
Straight
go out,
up.
let me go out on my shield.
Straight up.
And that's how we like a real fighter. That's what we die by. That's what we live by.
Real. Okay.
But her like situations like, man, listen, say baby, a man is just like more physically dominant. Like that's. You train, I train. You think you finna do something to me?
Yeah.
Like, right. I'm like this a civilian on the street.
And she genuinely
she should chill.
Yeah, she genuinely saying
she great though. I ain't gonna lie, my promoter said she feel like she'll whoop her ass.
Ooh, I like.
Different cut of cut of fires today, but it was different era of fighting back then.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so now I'm just curious to know. So you have Clarissa Shields. A lot of people are talking, like you said, she talking about fighting men and all that. I think a lot of it probably stems from too. She UFC. She does her thing in the mixed martial arts.
Yeah, I seen.
And don't get me wrong, it's cool because when I've watched it, like she's slipping.
I think she won. Did she win or lose?
Oh yeah, she won.
Right?
Yeah,
she
for
won.
sure. Oh yeah, she definitely won. And that was dope. Like I love to see it. I love to see us win anyway. But
for the fans, it's all entertainment.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And since we speaking on that. Like you said, it's all entertainment. Right now, you got somebody like a Jake Paul fighting Tyson, and he fighting all these other guys. Now, how are you feeling about this? See, this is like a crossover for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like real football, flag football.
I don't like that,
brother,
brother, to be honest. I don't like that for the sport, and I don't like that for the culture, to be honest. It's like, you got fighters like me who, we get this thing out the mud, come from the ground out of nothing, that rolls out the concrete type of thing, then you got guys like that who, they be YouTubers and, content creators and shit like that. They get, what I'm saying? I can't never knock a man for his hustle, man.
Right.
I never hate on nobody, but, for his boxing, like, this is the thing that's earned, like, this shit come with it, but I mean, hey, he did his thing, but I just don't like it for boxing because, I'm not saying nothing bad about Tyson, but, you can only think the about both outcomes.
Yeah.
And I feel like, if we got like another Nate Robinson, that wouldn't be good for the culture.
What? Not at all. And nor for
when that happened to Nate, that was an L for us, and
that
I
was
just
heartbreaking,
don't want that
man.
for us, but I don't like.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking to watch.
Him and Roy, exhibition.
Oh yeah, that was love.
Bet it's
love.
all right, but you getting to do this, and I don't know, but I don't like it. But hey, shit. People want to see it.
Yeah, well,
he finna get $40 million from that. But I just see he making 40.
Crazy.
He getting a 40 ball off of that.
Ooh, just off of this alone. That's wild. And I can just only imagine the extras that's gonna come. You know what I mean?
Come on, now. Sponsors, endorsements, all type of stuff coming off of that.
Because you got everybody. You got They Business. You got Tyson, Tyson Ranch. You got Prime Energy Drink. You got a lot going on. So definitely shout out to everybody that's involved. And while we are at it, we just want to shout out to all the fighters, no matter what you are doing. We kind of want to say all athletes, but I'm not really too into sports unless it's a real battle sport. That's my thing. You know what I mean? Because to me, you really landing on the line.
That's why I want to know baseball player.
You see what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to all the fighters, and we appreciate you here at Mouth Minutes.
You got hard to get in there. Yeah, what's up?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the Mouth Minutes studios Marko, the Bull City Bully Bailey, and we are literally chopping it up about a couple of different things. And right now, I kind of just had a few personal questions. I understand that you are a father, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
so how do you manage and maintain and juggle your passion for boxing with the responsibilities of fatherhood?
It's a lot, brother.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. Yeah. It's a lot that come with the game, man. As a father of four, I made a lot of decisions in my life based off of my children, of course, sure. So especially when it come down to my career, sometimes I have to make sacrifices. I make a lot of sacrifices actually for this thing, for a better future, for just, for them to have a better life and just everything, that come with it, But it's worth it in the end, but it's a lot to go into it. Keep rest in peace. Keep you always tell me, baby boy, you got to pay the price. It's expensive, you know what I'm saying? But it's worth it all in the end,
A lot of give and take.
Yeah, a lot of give and take, man. A lot of time, man. A lot of gym days and Like now, I live in New Orleans now. I moved. I've been living in New Orleans now for a year. I moved this time last year, like October.
Okay.
So, just, you know, time away and for my kids, and I come back and forth to see them. It's a lot of sacrifices, bro. That's all.
Okay, definitely sacrifice. So
but it
shout
feel
out.
good for them to know they're proud of that, and they see me, you know. They know everybody knows their dad. Everybody, they see how people react to their dad. That's kind of cool.
And maintain, and then just the legacy, I guess, that you leaving behind. You know what I mean? Because it's not just the kids, but it's just the memories and the thoughts and the things that, you know, they get to see, especially when they come up.
Yeah,
and then they get to see, like, my daddy was out here really putting hands on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's why I'm fighting, because I'm like my daddy, you know
that's
what I'm saying?
That's why this thing right here in February is like, this is the one. This is something that's going to be forever talked about 5, 10, 20 years from now. Like, this is one for the books.
Looking forward to it, y'all. Look, this is, to me, the battle of the bull. All right, I know people got names for it. I say the battle of the bull because that's what it is. Because when we thinking of boxing and we thinking about boxing in Durham, we have a lot of other boxers, but right now it's about y'all. And you know, while we touching on it, let's just work on up to it. So your opponent, right? So I'm hearing, and we actually saw on Facebook where he said he will retire after this fight. This is his last fight. How do you feel about, I suppose just in general, I guess just your opponent in general? I mean, you know, I guess there's nothing really to say if a man wants to, you know, retire, that's his business. But as far as, you know, you personally, how do you feel, or what? Yeah, how do you feel about the opponent you're about to face, Antoine, the future Austin?
To be honest, bro, I feel like he was copping plea early. Like, you know, I feel like he was already trying to, like, you know, put insurance on himself or something in a way. If you get what I'm saying, you know, to me, I feel like, you know, like I said, your fighter is gonna go out on the shield. You know, I feel like in a way he was kind of, like I said, trying to put insurance on himself. Like, this is my last one. Woo, anyway, so, you know, when he get knocked out, he can say, well, I was old and da-da-da. You know, he could pull that ticket and say, you know, time flew by, I ain't the same I was. But I feel like he was just trying to prep himself for that narrative that he could push real quick, to me, honest, personally. You know, because, like I said, man, this thing right here could have happened years ago. I've been a professional fighter since 2016.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And you was a pro before me. You know? I've been active for them for years. You know what I'm saying? Even in between, like, maybe 2018, 19, that's as much I slowed down, but I always kept fighting. Win, lose, draw, like, I'm just going to be active. I never stopped, but I guess he stopped, so.
Yeah. So
this could have been happening.
So do you think, let's say when it's all said and done, it's over with, right? You know, the match is over. Do you think you guys could one day be around one another to a point where, hey, you training together, or he's standing in there helping you spar?
We trained together before, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we trained in the same gym, but that's how I kind of met the boy.
Okay.
Yeah, so all right, boom. So remember, all right, rewind back. I told you I was in Fayetteville. I was living with Keith. He was my first one, right?
Right. Okay.
So all right, so boom. I really came back to Durham around that time. I was having my first child, my firstborn, Jolene. I came back to Durham when she was born, and around that time, David Moore, shout out to Dave, big brother, lady. Shout out to One Hit Promotions. He took me to Coach Massey because I needed a new gym, I need training. I'm back in Durham where I'm training.
Right.
So he took me to Coach Massey, and Twan was over there, and that's how we kind of. I always had heard of him, knew of him. I never knew him personally, but I met him when I went to the gym.
Right. Okay.
But and I ain't gonna get too much on what happened the first time I met him in the gym, you know, because you go in the dog house your first day, they got to see what you could do, and
for sure,
you know, it's people that was there. They know what happened. I know what happened. Everybody know what happened.
So we got some footage. Maybe floating around.
It might be in an old phone or two somewhere laying around. I swear it might.
Got some footage. That's wild. See, this is why I love boxing, because when it's all said and done, we say a lot of things, but when you get in there, you have to face the facts. So that's why
I just told them that, bro. Can't nobody say, bro, listen, all this is good. You know, it's look good for Instagram, and the store and everybody hyping the cars and fly. You know, Durham, it ain't like it's something to do in Durham. Everybody finna come out, especially for something like the hype of it. You know, and it look good. You know, superstar. It feel good to be like a superstar. Brother, when we get in that square, brother.
Say it is what it
is.
Ain't
nothing they can help you save you, but them stopping it. Man. And that's what it is. You know?
Guys, I just kind of got chills just now. I mean, you got to face the facts at the end of the day. But while we're speaking on it, we don't want to forget about the business of things. Yeah. Just do you have any of your own platforms or anything you want to shout out? How maybe folks can get tickets? You know?
Yeah, for sure. The link I've been dropping the link here a lot. It's on all my pages on my Facebook at Marko Belly. That's Marko with a K. Or my Instagram at _thebully919. You go up there. My brother, he'll be handling all my tickets. Shout out my big brother Red, man. He be handling all my tickets since I'm in New Orleans. Or unless you just want to get them online, you can do it like that. But you can contact any of my pages, and you can definitely grab tickets.
Well, see, that's the beauty of it. So, guys, you definitely have to come out, support the fight. You support the fight. February 15th, 2025. That's at the Durham Armory, guys. We will be there. We trying to be right there.
You don't want to miss this, man. This is going to be the one you don't want to miss. It's going to be a show. You know what I'm saying? I'm going crazy. I can't tell you what anybody else doing. All I can tell you is what I'm doing. I'm going crazy. Like, ain't no way I'm finna show up any other way than prepared to the most in front. This one right here in front of the city, the whole Durham, any and everybody and their uncle, mama, granny gonna be there. This is the one, man.
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
telling you, this is the one. I just can't. I've been home there for about a week. Came there, had to see my babies and all that, but it ain't nowhere I have been in Durham for the past week.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, somebody's talking to me about this fight, brother. You know, I haven't fought in Durham since maybe 2018, maybe 2019. I haven't fought here in a while, but and then for me to fight here again and then be a fight of this magnitude is crazy, brother. So it's like, it's all I've been hearing. It's like, the build up. It's the fight has sold itself already.
Right.
People, they know what's going on. Like, they know his cut, they know my cut. They know, and it's crazy. We both from the same. He from East Durham, I'm from East Durham. We from the same place.
East Durham. Shout out to Durham as a whole, but East Durham.
Shout out my hood, man.
Shout out to the hood for sure.
That was easy.
So, moving right along. Are there any other platforms, anything that you did want to shout out?
Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out all my sponsors and my folks, man. My boy Ma, UCL products over there. Y'all go get y'all some Durham apparel, man. Shout out all my folks out there. My promoters, my management, Christy Martin. Kingfish Boxing back home in New Orleans. That's where I train it. That's where I'm at. It's the trenches, right? That's treacherous down in the swamp.
For sure. And we got to shout out Juvie Tuesday.
Juvie Tuesday, man. Yeah, man. New Orleans is another word. I love it down there. But, just another thing, man. Hey, I'm always for all my local businesses, supporters, anything like that. So I always throw it out there to the public. I know a lot of people that they're like, entrepreneurs and just trying to start businesses or just anything like that you trying to push a brand or anything like that, I'm all for working with people and just, networking and pushing it. It's a way for all us to win,
For sure.
It's that time, that's all.
And there's nothing wrong with winning together, guys. We are not in competition.
You got to support your own, man. You got to support your people who support you. That's how it go.
And that's what's up. So, hey, all I want to say is from my team here in the Mouth Minute Studios to you and everybody listening, I'm Lee Brody, and this is Mouth Minutes.
I'm trying to figure out what's worse, telling a pretty lie or the ugly truth.
Beauty's only skin deep.
Yeah, but ugly is to the bone.
Open wide with Mouth Minutes.